right now, March 6, 2014. But before we get into the phone calls, happy birthday to Edna Yates. A shout out to Edna Yates. Happy birthday, Edna. Keep up the good work. You are the last best hope your friends, family members, and church members have to living a long, healthy, and wealthy life. Edna Yates, very, very happy birthday. Let's go to Marlon in Indiana and see what's going on. Hey, Marlon, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, how are you, Doc?
Pretty good. What's up?
Got a couple quick questions. I got a guy in his mid-50s, had a brain injury a couple years ago. Yeah. And I had recommended him probably getting a Healthy Start Pack and maybe extra Smart FX or something. And I just wanted to, because he's got a lot of dizziness, and I just thought what you would be the best thing for that.
Okay, so remember, right, it's Foundation Medical Nutrition, so you're absolutely correct with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. That's a really good place to start, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. There's one bottle of selenium in the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. So you give him extra selenium appropriate for his body weight. You want to dose that, in this case, at one bottle per 50 pounds per month. So if he's 200 pounds, he would need 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs and 2 bottles of selenium. You don't want to give more than 4 bottles of selenium to anybody initially. 4 bottles of selenium is a good way to go in this case, right? Now, the other thing, dizziness can be caused by low blood pressure. So you want to get him a blood pressure cuff, and let's rule out the obvious, make sure that his blood pressure is not too low. And typically, if somebody has really low blood pressure and it's a function or it's causing their dizziness, then the dizziness gets much worse when they change position. You know, like they're lying down and then they sit up. Ooh, they get dizzy. Or they're sitting down and they stand up. Ooh, they get dizzy. Like that.
Yeah. I think it's mainly from the brain damage.
Well, it might be.
That he had.
Might be, might not be. Again, there's a number of things that can cause this, and we don't just want to lump everything in one diagnostic basket, right? So we got to be smart about this. So look to see whether it's positional. If it's positionally related, then have his blood pressure checked. And if it's a blood pressure issue, then we would support and promote healthy blood pressure with 1 extra bottle of calcium a month, 1 extra bottle of calcium a month. And if it's not, then I would review the webinar that I did on ringing in the ears called tinnitus, because there is a mechanism which could be at play here which is causing the dizziness. And it's exactly the same mechanism that causes ringing in the ears. It just affects a different nerve. It's the same thing affecting a different nerve. So you might want to, just for your own giggles and edification, reference the webinar that I did on tinnitus or ringing in the ears, and I talk about dizziness in a related sense during that webinar. Now, so if it's not positionally related, right, then what I would do is give, in addition to the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and selenium, to support the optimal function of the human body, I would give the liquid glucogel. 1 bottle of the liquid glucogel plus per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And that's how I would do it.
Okay. And then a lady that she's got, from also an accident, she's got nerve damage to her eye. Just wondering what would be the best supplement for that, if it would be selenium or ultimate daily.
So when we're attempting to optimize eye health, right, which is what we're doing here, we're attempting to optimize eye health. The recommendation is the Healthy Start Pack, selenium, Ultimate Daily Capsules. The Healthy Start Pack, selenium, and Ultimate Daily Capsules. And in this case, I would give the selenium at 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month instead of 1 bottle per 100 pounds per month. I would up the ante with the selenium. So that's the Healthy Start Pack, selenium, and then the Ultimate Daily. And I just give, unless you're over 300 pounds, you just get 1 bottle of the Ultimate Daily Caps a month. Now, whenever there's been trauma to the head, you want to see a chiropractor and or somebody who practices a physical discipline called craniosacral therapy. Cranio, C-R-A-N-I-O, sacral, craniosacral therapy. That's manipulation of the bones of the skull. I mean, I don't know if you remember Mr. Skeleton in the high school anatomy class, right? But if you look at somebody's skull, it fits together like pieces of a jigsaw. And in Mr. Bones in the high school class, right, it's a hard, bony thing and there's no movement in the skull. But in a living, breathing human being, the skull is very kind of swimmable and malleable, and the bones are shifting and all the time. And so if you get a smack to the head, the same way that if you get a whiplash, right, you have a whiplash injury, you can throw your neck out of alignment. Well, if you get a smack to the head, you can throw the bones in the head out of alignment, too. How about that? And it's a craniosacral therapist's job to assess that and then to fix it. So that's just mandatory for anybody that's had any type of trauma to the head. And, of course, right, you know this, man, everybody gets the 10 bad foods, right?
Yep. All right. Appreciate it.
All right, man, I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Keep up the good work down there in chilly Indiana. Let's go to Montana now and talk to Christy. Hey, Christy, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hello?
Hello, Christy.
Yes, I talked to you in May about my little girl. She's 5 years old and she was pulling out her hair.
Oh, yeah, trichotillomania. That's fancy schmancy doctor talk for pulling out the hair. What did I tell you to do?
You told me to give her you told me to get her on the Healthy Star Pack and give her selenium and omega-3.
What happened?
And her hair started to grow back really thick and beautiful, and a few months ago she started pulling it out, and she's practically bald right now.
So there had to be something different between when she started pulling her hair out again. There had to be something different that she did. There was something with her diet that she started eating, or she slacked off on the supplements or something. Do you have any idea what the difference was?
I think maybe she had to wait. I don't know. Maybe she waits till her hair is a certain length, then she starts pulling it out. It always seems to me that way. That's
interesting. So she pulls her hair out until it's all gone.
And then it grows back.
It grows back, and then she starts pulling it out again.
Yes.
And that's the pattern that's happened here.
That's the pattern that happened since she was a year old.
Okay. Now, how long ago did you call me? In May?
In May, yes.
Okay, so that's June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 10 months, 9 months, 10 months. Has she been doing the nutritional supplements every day for the last 10 months?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 5 years old.
Okay, so you've been giving her the stuff every day for the last 10 months, and you've cleaned up her diet, right?
You told me to go off gluten.
And you did that?
Yes.
You are the greatest person in the entire United States right now. Okay. So
one other thing, she's really emotional. She starts crying at the least provocation.
Yeah, she'll start crying at the drop of a hat, right? You live in Montana?
Yes.
All right. Well, you're lucky. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to this website, naturopathic.org, and I'll spell it for you. That's N like Nancy, A, T like Thomas, U-R-O, P like Peter, A, T like Thomas, H-I-C, naturopathic.org. That's the website of the American Association of Naturopathic Physicians, and it has a state-by-state inventory of licensed naturopathic physicians in different states. Now, Montana is a state that licenses and regulates naturopathic medicine. So I want you to go to that website and do a search for the naturopathic physicians in Montana. And I want you to find one who practices classical homeopathy. Classical homeopathy. Okay? After 6 months of medical nutrition, when the presenting condition, the presenting problem has remained unchanged, the most appropriate treatment for trichotillomania, which is what this is homeopathy. Now, she's a perfect candidate for homeopathic medical intervention right now. Perfect candidate. She's been nutrified for 9-10 months. She's eliminated the 10 bad foods. Her system is primed for a homeopathic therapeutic intervention here. The problem with homeopathy is it's like acupuncture, right? The longer that somebody's been doing it, the better at it they are. So if you can find a licensed naturopathic physician in Montana who has, 10 or 10 plus years of experience with homeopathy, then I would bring your daughter to them and have homeopathic treatment. Now, and your insurance will pay for it, which is awesome about Montana. If you can't do that, then you can call my office up and I'll do a homeopathic consult for your child. But your insurance will not pay for that, and we have to do it over the phone. It's better than nothing, and it's a good intervention. But with homeopathy, it's always best if you can talk to somebody person to person, face to face, and even better if your insurance pays for it. Now, in the meantime, here's what I would do. I would add into her program 1 bottle of the plant-derived minerals or cherry mints. That would be easier for her.
She did it. I called someone and talked to one of your people, and he recommended that, and she's been on that since September. And
she's still pulling her hair out?
Yes.
Okay, so you need a homeopathic intervention, right? Because, and this is the deal. Sometimes you need to take the car into the shop and have them put it up on the lift and take the tire off and put a new rim on it, right? Sometimes you need something extracurricular than medical nutrition, and this is one of those times. But I have to tell you, as a practicing classical homeopathic doctor, people respond way more effectively to homeopathy after they've been nutrified than if they're not nutrified. I think this is the intervention she needs. Check it out, Christy. Naturopathic.org and hook her up with a licensed naturopathic doctor in your state who practices homeopathy, and then call me back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Taking care of business today. 844-374-5433. You're listening to the podcast, 855-347-3696. Worldwide webinar tonight. Live chat for Dr. Glidden insiders and their guests exclusively tonight. You've heard the rave reviews from insiders. If you're a longevity person, the subscription to the insider subscription to my online archived health information is priceless. I mean priceless, because all you need to do to be successful with longevity, to make a difference in the world, to make a splash, to make a ripple, let's start the butterfly effect, is point. That's it. If you're an insider and you've purchased a subscription for $20 a month, or what is it, a year now, $199 a year, I think, you get 2 months free. If you're a subscriber, you have access to my full library, over 100 hours of archived health webinars, plus 6 hours, 6 hours of live webinars a week that you can use to help grow your longevity business. So what do? You find someone who needs health help. Who needs health help? Throw a stick. Whoever picks it up needs health help. You don't need to explain to them anything. All you need to do is say, look, I know a doctor who has a different approach, who says you don't have to suffer with that. I'm going to send you a link to one of his archived webinars. I want you to watch it, and then I'm going to call you and see what you thought. Or I'm going to invite you to this live webinar tonight. Worldwide live webinar. It's going to be 100 people there. Check it out. It's a blast. And then follow up. That's all you need to do. It's easy breezy lemon squeezy. All you have to do is point. You don't even have to know how to spell vitamin, for goodness sake. Just point. This is how we do it. One person at a time, one community at a time, one county at a time, one state at a time, one country at a time. Douglas in California is up next. Hey, Doug, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Glidden. Back in August, of this last year, one of my friends had contracted what the doctor said was ALS, and he contended was probably Lyme disease.
Oh, yeah.
And I called in to Dr. Wallach's program, and you were sitting in for Dr. Wallach.
How about that?
And you provided a protocol that they implemented the 1st of October. He's gone from 135 pounds back up to 167 pounds. He's 5'6" and was 195 before he started losing his control of his muscles. What you had recommended was the healthy body heart and brain pack, triple treat chocolate, Z-Radical, extra bottles of selenium, and just recently, about 3 weeks ago, we added the cherry mints as he seems to have plateaued. And I'm wondering if, and he has not seen in the last 3 weeks any significant change. And I'm wondering if possibly some of the newer products that weren't available when you originally provided the protocol would be helpful or a good substitute for possibly the Z-Radical.
Well, I don't think so, and I'm a little confused here. So let's work it out. All right. So,
sure.
How long has he been on the program?
He's been on the program since October.
Okay.
The beginning of October.
All right. So he's gained weight. Has anything else positive happened?
Yes. His mental facilities are quite good. He's able to remember things. He's actually, since that time, produced a CD, written poetry, etc. But his hands can't straighten out. They still have a curved appearance to them, and they don't look normal when he uses them. He also has a foot that drops down when he tries to walk or do physical therapy, although he is doing physical therapy.
Okay, so the mental stuff has improved, and some of the neurological stuff has improved, but the foot drop remains, and he's got a funny thing with his hand.
Right.
What
now,
causes the hand to be curved? Is it an arthritic thing, or is it a neurological thing, or does nobody know?
I don't think anybody knows, and that's what has noticeably remained the most obvious to people visiting him, of course. He's at the time you recommended a killer biotic, but he has not implemented that, as that was going to be as the last possible thing. And I'm wondering if possibly the killer biotic or Renew IQ or Immortalium might have any impact, or whether it's some of the other products that needed to be.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting to think about. So we're like halfway there, kind of, sort of. We need to dial it in and tweak it. Stick around, Doug. Hard break coming up. I'll figure this out when we come back. Appreciate the phone call. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, after these messages. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Taking it to the streets here. FireYourMDNow.com is the website you want to save into your bookmarks and pass it around. Why don't you? Pass it around to everybody in your life. That's how we're going to change the world. We're talking to Douglas in California here, who's got a little complicated thing going on. So, Douglas, it's confusing, right? Because this guy doesn't know if he has Lyme disease. He doesn't know if he has ALS. Nobody really knows what the heck is going on.
That's correct.
Right. So, if it is Lyme disease, what we recommend to support and promote the structure and function of the human body is the killer biotic and an herb called Teasel, T-E-A-S like Sam, E-L. That's not a longevity product. You'd have to get that elsewhere. Teasel root. The recommendation, 9 drops 3 times a day of Teasel root, plus the killer biotic, 1 bottle per 100 pounds of body weight per day. But, it doesn't sound to me like specific Lyme symptoms, but then again, I'd really have to kind of talk to this guy at length and try to figure it out. So, notwithstanding that, as long as stuff is improving, then the only thing to do, what I would do additionally right now, is I would add more plant minerals. I would add more plant minerals, and I would add the Immortalium. I'd give him 2 bottles of Immortalium a month, and 1 bottle of plant minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. That's
now,
the only
in
thing.
addition to the plant minerals that he's already taken.
Oh, no, he's already taken plant minerals? Then you're good.
He's got the cherry mints.
Okay, so then how many EFAs is he taking? Do you know?
He's got the ultimate EFA, and he's got 1 bottle of that, and then he's got 1 bottle of the EFA pluses as well.
All right, so you can give him, in addition to that, more essential fatty acids would be indicated here. Give him the Smart FX. That's a hard one to look up because there's a period after each initial, so it's S period, M period.
I take that myself, so I know what that is.
All right, so get him the Smart FX plus the Immortalium.
And you were talking about 2 bottles of Immortalium.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Nobody knows, right? I mean, 1 or 2. What we do to support central nervous system function is dramatically increase antioxidant intake, and Immortalium has that. Immortalium also has the fucoidan in it, which stimulates stem cell production. That's never a bad idea for anybody.
Now, would that be a substitute for the Z radical, or?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
And, because we're flying by the seat of our pants here as far as, we're not a funded research organization, and, the conventional medical research money doesn't come to us. All we have here is anecdotal information from people using the stuff as to which works better for what, and not as many people have been taking the Immortalium yet for us to be able to compare and contrast. But from a purely academic point of view, there's more stuff in the Immortalium that could potentially be of benefit than there is in the Z radical. But I mean, that's a slippery slope, because once you start mixing things together, it changes, right? It changes the recipe. The sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So it's entirely possible that the Z radical is still more effective here, but we don't know because we haven't had enough water go under that bridge to be able to compare and contrast here. So we're kind of at a guessing. It's a guessing game, really, is what I'm trying to say.
Try the Immortalium along with the Smart FX, see what happens, and if you need to drop back to the Z radical, then you do that.
Yeah, and what we look to see here, right, is something noteworthy every month. We want to see something positive change every month, and it's real tricky with this type of a situation because, everybody's focused on the weird hand and the foot drop, right? Meanwhile, mood, energy, appetite, concentration, speech, articulation, all these other things may be improving, but we're not really paying attention to that because we're focused on the more dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so
his mental facilities have been just amazing, So
then,
like, wow.
Yeah, so that's great.
Everything.
That's great, man. So, so another possibility, right, is he just needs to give the program more time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's entirely possible. You can't force the tomato to grow, right? You can't do that.
Now, he's been on a ventilator the whole time, and he's had his rating on the ventilator was initially set at 18, and now it's down to 6. So he's
That's good, yeah.
And one night they forgot to hook up the ventilator. He was off it for 30 minutes until they finally noticed his call, and they hooked it back up. So he has had the case of being off it for 30 minutes without assistance, and that's the key to maybe getting him home sometime. So
now, are they, in the facility that he's in, are they gluten-free?
That's hard to say. He has lots of people bringing him food, and they're highly sensitive to his condition and the need to be gluten-free.
Okay, so that's the only, that's the only sticking point when somebody's in, a facility, right?
Yes. So again, no fried foods, no wheat, rye, barley, or oats, skin of potatoes. Sweet potatoes.
So you've got the list, but
and
the other thing is, right? He should be emphasizing foods that are high in cholesterol.
Yes.
he should be the cholesterol king of, his facility. He should be cholesterol morning, noon, and night, man. Just go for it, right?
I got it.
All right. I got to move on here, man. You're the greatest, Doug. All right, man. Yeah, all right. I appreciate you. This is the type of people that Youngevity attracts to itself. People who are compassionate and caring for others. We're other-centered. We're other-centered individuals. We are of service. We want to be of service to people in our families, people in our communities, total strangers, for goodness sake. You want to get involved with that type of organization? Wow, you've just found it. If you've found this radio station by happenstance, by a YouTube search, or just because for some reason, then join my Youngevity team. Join my Youngevity team. Go to fireyourmdnow.com and click on the link that says Join Team Glidden. If you do that, you will become a Youngevity member, customer, or representative, whichever one you want, in my organization. If you were directed here by a pre-existing Youngevity member, then get with them in order to figure out how you can work with Youngevity. And there are 3 ways to work with Youngevity. You can be a customer. Get the products at the wholesale price. You can become a distributor at the $10 level. That's a $10 one-time membership fee. And if you become a distributor at the $10 level, the company pays you 4 ways. If you become an all-in member, the one-time membership fee is $500, and the company pays you, 8 or 10 different ways. The full-in membership, it's called a CEO. If you become a Youngevity member at the CEO level for a one-time membership fee of $500, oh, by the way, you get $500 worth of product. That is the maximum way to generate revenue with a Youngevity business. And that's, of course, what we recommend, but it's not for everybody. You can come in at the $10 level and upgrade. You can become a customer and then become a $10 member and then become a CEO. You can do whatever you want. You're the boss. We just help you figure out the best way that you can interface with us. There's no pulling teeth here. You just have to figure out the best way that you can work with us, and we'll help you and support you in doing that. So if you were directed here by a pre-existing Youngevity member, get with them, because it's their job, their responsibility to show you the ropes. Otherwise, come on board with Team Glidden, and I will look forward to that. Let's go to our old friend Dave in the thumb of Michigan and see what's up with the weather. What do you think, Dave?
Well, I tell you, Doc, there's a couple of good movies I'd like you to watch on YouTube. One is What in the World Are They Spraying? What in the World Are They Spraying?
Yeah, that's about the chemtrails, right?
Yes, sir. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've been following that, cultural meme for quite a while. It's very interesting to me. What's the other one?
The other is Why in the World Are They Spraying? Why in the World Are They Spraying? It is the follow-up to What in the World Are They Spraying? G. Edward Griffin is the producer of those 2 movies. And I'll tell you, Doc, they'll blow your mind. You can watch those. The best place to watch them, have you seen on YouTube the channel Change Duh Channel?
No, I haven't. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, Change Duh, D-A channel. It's a director's account. Back when YouTube was first created, before Google bought them, they offered director's accounts to certain people, and this fella has a director's account. It's uncut, full-length movies with the best visual and sound qualities that you can see on YouTube. Check those out. There's hundreds of movies you can watch. All Alex Jones's movies are on there, and they're all free. G. Edward Griffin's got a bunch of movies on there. There's just hundreds of movies on there. So check out Change Duh Channel, and then watch those 2 movies. And there's also, I was listening to Joyce Riley on the Power Hour about 4 weeks ago. They were talking about snow that was, when you held a flame to it, lighter, a Bic lighter or something, and you held a flame to it, the snow was turning black, and it was an odor of plastic or styrofoam burning. You could smell that. And when they mentioned that was happening in Michigan, I jumped up out of bed, ran outside, and made a snowball and lit it on fire, and I'll be darned, it turned black, and I could smell burning plastic.
You got to be kidding me. You made a snowball and lit it on fire, and it turned black.
It turned black. I didn't actually light it on fire. I held a lighter under it. Okay, it doesn't drip. It doesn't really melt, but it turns black. And I don't know if that's because of the low-quality butane fuel, carboning up the snow, but it did smell like burning styrofoam or plastic. And I had a headache for 2 days after smelling that stuff.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Now I was listening to USA Prepares on the GCN network, Dr. Richard Allen Miller. They call him Ricky Rocket. He was the Navy's top physicist. He was in Navy SEAL Team 1, and he trains Navy SEALs. This guy, I heard him, he's on almost every Thursday on USA Prepares. He'll be on this evening. It's a morning show, but I listen to the rebroadcast at night. He said last week that there is a polymer in the snow and a bacteria, and they activate it with uranium.
30 seconds left, Dave. 30 seconds left. Bring it home, baby.
I had my daughter pull that up on YouTube, and there's about a dozen videos all about it. You need to check them out, Doc.
I will, Dave. I appreciate you. I appreciate the heads up. Time to get Geiger counters, ladies and gentlemen. What is the world coming to? We're going to go up to Ontario when we come back and talk to David. Thanks for tuning in and turning on. I'm Dr. Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Holistic nutrition. Knowledge for free. David from Ontario is up next. Hey, David, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I've listened to you lots of times, but
I appreciate the call, Dave.
And I'm calling. I have, for one thing, high sugar.
Yep.
I have high blood pressure. I have numbness in my hands and feet.
Yep.
My feet are calloused and cracking wounds. And I had a minor stroke in early September, and they put me on medications, and they've taken me off most of those because of reactions, but I'm still taking a blood pressure pill, but I still have like a rash. My skin is like sandpaper almost.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit of ringing in the ear.
Okay.
My left ear isn't working that well now, it seems.
Well, yeah, because you're in the weeds, man, and it's like the house is falling apart, right? One room at a time.
Oh, yeah. I had open heart surgery 4 years ago.
All right, so now the plot thickens. All right, well, listen, I'm glad that you found us, glad that you've been listening for so long, glad that you finally connected with us, and so here's what we do. Number one, the most common cause of the feet cracking and, getting open sores on them like this, it of course could be related to the sugar issue, and that's probably at play here. But we never want to overlook the obvious, and so the first thing to attend to here is the possibility that you are significantly dehydrated. So you want to just look to do a little experiment. This is easy to do for men. In one 24-hour period, every time you drink something, I don't care what it is, every time you drink something, I want you to measure how many ounces it was and write it down. And then every time that coffee, soda, wine, whatever you drink, measure how many milk, measure how many ounces it is and write it down. And in the same time period, every single time you pee into a measuring cup and see how many ounces you're peeing out. And then write it down. And then add the two numbers together and see if you're peeing out more than you're drinking in. I'm going to bet you 25 cents that you are. I bet you that you're dehydrated and that you don't know it. So one of the things you need to do is just figure that out. And, of course, if you are dehydrated, you just need to drink more water. Of course, everybody says, well, how much water? And the honest answer is nobody knows. You just need more, more than whatever it is you're doing right now, right? So number one. Number two, we have to stop eating food that's gumming up the works. You can't put diesel fuel in an unleaded engine and expect the car to run correctly. So you have to eliminate the 10 bad foods, and you can get that.
Oh, yeah, the kidney's not working the best either.
Yeah, all right.
So, your 10.
Okay, great. So you need to eliminate those foods. Now, how much do you weigh? How much do you weigh?
About 190, and I'm
okay.
6'2".
All right, so I've only got 2 minutes here, Dave, and I've got to run through this real quick. So what I would do, if I were you, to support and promote the structure and function of my body, given your predicament, for the next 90 days, eliminate the 10 bad foods, check the water thing out, and do 2 Healthy Start packs. That's 2 of the original Healthy Start packs, not 2 of the Healthy Start 2.0s. 2 of the original Healthy Start packs a month. 2 of the, Healthy Blood Sugar packs. Healthy Blood Sugar packs. Must be the end of the 2 hours. Healthy Blood Sugar pack. 2 of those. 2 Healthy Blood Sugar packs. 4 bottles of selenium. 4 selenium. And 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. That's the Ultimate Daily Capsules. 4 selenium. 2 Healthy Blood Sugar packs. Drink more water. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Now, go get a blood pressure cuff somewhere, man. Take your blood pressure regularly, and when the blood pressure numbers start to come down, you must reduce the blood pressure medication, either on your own or with professional supervision, right? The goal here is to get you so healthy that you don't need any meds. We're either going to be able to do that or not, and that's either going to happen quickly or it's going to happen slowly. The same thing with blood sugars. If you're taking any blood sugar medication, I don't think you are, you also need to measure your blood sugars and adjust the medication appropriately as the sugars reduce. Now look to see how this program affects you across the board. Mood, energy, appetite, sleep, etc., etc., etc. This is a holistic program designed for you, not specifically your blood pressure or your blood sugar or whatever. Get with the person that told you about this radio show, and they'll hook you up with the products at the wholesale price.
What about
Call me
Neurolife?
back. I'm sorry?
Neurolife.
I'm not familiar with it at all.